Hey everybody, Spidey Librarian here with a quick, spoiler-free review of Marvel's The Eternals. I just got done watching The Eternals for the first time, and I kind of understand why the critics and why the Rotten Tomatoes score is so low for this movie. With that said, I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I actually think it's a pretty good movie. It's very different from what we have come to expect from a Marvel movie, and I think the concept was very ambitious, and perhaps that hurt the execution a little bit. It still had plenty of action, it did have story, but things did kind of feel muddled from time to time. It was tonally very different, and it also used characters that we didn't know a lot about and that Marvel clearly wasn't trying to popularize in the way that they did with, say, the Guardians of the Galaxy. This was kind of a look at some of the weirder aspects of the material that the MCU tends to pull from. This is the old school Jack Kirby, kind of just out there, very, very kind of heady stuff going on in this movie that really kind of works if you let it. A lot of people are going to go into this movie and not like it for the exact same reason that a lot of people trash Marvel movies for being what they are. If you're expecting to go in for another Marvel Cinematic Universe popcorn flick, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you are willing to kind of set aside the Infinity Saga and not expect a lot of the same things that we have previously gotten from those movies, you actually might come away with a fairly deep appreciation for this film. I definitely enjoyed a lot of the portrayals. A lot of the actors were very well cast, very good in their roles. I, for one, praise the diversity of the cast. I mean, not only did you have very few, white male characters in there, you had characters who had like physical disabilities. You had a character who had what could be construed as a mental illness. There was a lot going on in this film, and really, I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around certain aspects of it. I think I'm going to want to come back and see this again for a very different reason than I want to go back and watch other Marvel movies. I mean, usually I go back with the purpose of just like looking for more Easter eggs and enjoying the action scenes. And I'm going to do those things when I go to see Eternals again. But also, I just want to re-examine some of the thematic elements and just kind of try to wrap my head around them again. Anyways, it's definitely a different flavor of the MCU, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think a lot of people who are kind of getting sick of the MCU movies because they tend to be a lot of the same thing over and over again will find the Eternals to be an interesting change of pace. Maybe not necessarily a pleasant one, even though I did, but certainly noteworthy and really, in my opinion, not deserving of such a low score. I think that a lot of people are going to watch this movie and go, this was different for the MCU. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think it is. I don't think the MCU can continue to sustain itself with the same old thing. And I think this is a good step in a different direction. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick review. This is Spidey Librarian, and I will see you later.